Literally one right here. It's hard to believe it's already December, but it is. I mean, I know, like, a lot of people talk about how quickly time passes and all that, but I think you don't really, like, truly understand that until you actually get to a certain age. I mean, for me personally, like, I know when I was a teenager, time really didn't seem like it was moving that fast, and until once I graduated high school. Then I would say it took about, I don't know, like a good year or so. Then I actually started to, like, kind of sort of realize that, because I mean, my parents would always tell me, when I was a teenager, my parents would tell me that, how, the fact that when they were teenagers, they really didn't care too much about the passing of time, and not until they hit their 20s, then they became more aware of it, I guess. And of course, when they told me this when I was a teenager, I just, like, shrugged it off, like a typical teenager. I was like, yeah, whatever. And but then, of course, yeah, once I graduated high school and once I turned 20, or 21, I would say, like, once I was 21, that's when I really started to, like, feel the passage of time. Yeah. And of course, obviously, I know it could be different for each individual. And I don't know, like, one time I read something about the fact that, like, each age group, like, when you talk about, when you compare, sorry about that, I got kind of cut off. I'm in the middle of working delivery stuff, but so yeah, I got notified of a delivery right now, but I decided to decline it because the distance was too far. But anyways, what I think I was trying to get at was the fact that I had read something about that each age group experiences gravity in a different way, like they have a different center of gravity, and because of that, they experience time in a different way. Like when we talk about little kids, like, I mean, never mind infants, but like by the time, like toddlers, elementary school children, they experience time in a completely different way than most adults do. That's why, and including like right up until I believe until you're about 18 or 19, then that's when, okay, some asshole is revving up his engine behind me. But, yeah, like from the time you're a little kid, I believe up until you're like 18 or 19, that's, your center of gravity starts to change a little bit. And I mean, I don't know, I'm basing it off several articles I read about this research and whatnot. And if I can find a link to the original article I read about it, I guess I'll see about providing that link. But yeah, because I remember when I first read it, it made sense to me. And that's why, once you reach adulthood, once you're past 20 and already in your 30s and so on, that's why that explains, for at least for me, it explains a lot why, you start to experience time in a different way, or rather, that's why the older you get, the more time feels like it's speeding up, and so center of gravity, all that, and it's not something that I made up myself. It's just, I don't know. I just figured I mentioned it because, trying to do this Vlogmas thing, and because I did Vlogmas last year too, but I guess last year I remember I wasn't really too into it. I remember the year before that I got pretty into it. So, and I don't even know. I mean, because I figure, as far as reading is concerned and books and all that, I haven't been doing too much of that lately, and which I don't even know if I'm going to do any kind of November wrap-up thing, or because really I've only been listening to one audiobook so far. It's something by Terence McKenna. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Terence McKenna, but yeah, look him up, Google him. He was definitely a pretty interesting guy. I've read some of his other stuff like a while ago, like over 10 years ago, and I wanted to get back into exploring his particular uniqueness, and but yeah, so that's why I really don't have much in the way of a wrap up for November. So I figured with Vlogmas, I could at least throw some stuff together. And plus, another thing I like about Vlogmas is it like forces you to be creative, or at least it does for me. So, and that's something I've been wanting to do more of lately, because I haven't really. Because in the past, yeah, I've written and self-published a lot of stuff, and I used to do a lot of painting and drawing, sketching, and I've also recorded a number of original songs, but I feel like this year, especially these past 2-3 months, like I've kind of like slacked somewhat on that, and I want to get back into that because yeah, life can't always be just about work, and it's like, yeah, we all got to pay bills, but there's a whole other side to us, right? There's a whole other side to us humans. As much as we're told every day that, we gotta work for the man, or put up with bullshit jobs, and it's like, yeah, obviously that's very prominent in society, and but it doesn't have to be that way. At the very least, it doesn't mean that we can't do other things that, I guess in short, what I'm trying to get at is, and none of us should be afraid to follow our passions and follow our dreams, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, I guess. And I didn't want to make this first Vlogmas vlog too long, so yeah, that's it. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. Yeah. Are you currently doing what you love, or at least, have some kind of hobby or something that, that keeps your creative mind flowing, or I don't know what. And if not, then I'd say, yeah, definitely, because like I said, I just to just spend your entire life just doing nothing but working and slaving away, and well, I'm not discrediting that. I'm not, I know, like, obviously I know older generations, like I know my grandparents, of course since they passed away a long time ago, but they came from a generation where they were taught that, pretty much that the only way to make it in life is to work your ass off, you know, until just work until you can't work anymore. And I mean, yeah, it worked out for a lot of them most of the time. Not all, it didn't always work out for them, but most of the time it did. And obviously, it's still to this day, you know, there's still a lot of people who work at jobs that they hate, and you know, but then, you know, at the same, it takes its toll, obviously. And but yeah, I don't want to ramble on. Just, you know, I think in a lot of these Vlogmas vlogs, I'm gonna end up talking about a whole lot of different stuff. So that's what you can expect from this Vlogmas. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.